Welcome to Elliot's PT podcast. I'm here to help you find your balance and live your best life guilt-free. I don't believe there is a one-size-fits-all approach for health and fitness. We're all different and we need to find out what works for us. I'm passionate about helping people make realistic, long-term lifestyle changes that they will stick to and they will take with them forever. I don't believe in crazy diets or short-term fixes. We all need to live and find a perfect balance in diet and exercise that suits our individual needs. I want to help you find your exercise mojo, feel great and achieve wonderful things. Here is Elliot's PT podcast by Renee Elliott.
Hello, and welcome back to Elliot's PT podcast. Today, I want to talk about strength training. And strength training, I think, is really something important that everybody should have on their to-do list if improving your health is something that you would like to do. Strength training, it should really be at the top of your list. And strength training, it involves using one or more muscle groups to perform a specific task, such as lifting a weight or squatting. And there is so much evidence supporting this as to why we should be all strength training. And it is really a fundamental part of any exercise program. If you are somebody that, strength training for me is something that I'm really passionate about. I love that I can lift weights and it does make me stronger. I love that I'm able to, something I've always said I want to do is I want to be able to always pick up my kids no matter how old they get. And this has been really relevant in the last week, and I've been even more gladder that I am as strong as I am because my son broke his leg actually. And there's been lots of times that we've had to carry him or lift him. He's 8 years old because he can't walk on his leg. He broke it playing soccer. It was just a really unfortunate kick to the shin above, and it hit above his shin pad and it broke his leg. And so on the weekend just there, we went to watch his team play soccer, and he, of course, was on the furthest field away, and and I had to carry him. And I can't tell you how far it was, but people were like looking at me going, "Oh, check you out," but I'm strong, and I'm really glad that I am strong because in circumstances like this, I can use my ability to help my family out, and there's situations where I am on my own, and I need to make sure that I am strong enough to do so. So this is part of the reason why I always stay active. And why I love strength training, because all this stuff comes, because strength training is part of my life. It is something I do. So being able to perform tasks, I can do it, and I don't have to say no to things. We were a month or so ago, we were having to pack up. So my husband's the coach of the soccer team and I am the manager. So we were having to pack up part of the field as part of our duties that day. So we were packing up the field and I just wanted to get it done. I just wanted to get home, and I just was picking up the canopies and the goals and stuff, and I was just carrying it. And someone else was like, "Oh my God, check you out," and it's because I strength train that I'm strong enough that I can do that stuff. So what is actual strength training? So strength training is also known as weight training, resistance training, or muscular training. And it's generally defined as a physical movement in which you use your body weight or equipment to build muscle mass, strength, and endurance. So there's many different types of strength training. So there's muscular hypertrophy, which is known as muscle building, and it's the type of strength training that uses moderate to heavy weights to stimulate muscle growth. Muscular endurance, this refers to your muscles' ability to sustain exercise for a period of time. The training, you're increasing your muscular endurance, usually involves high reps using light weights or body weight. Circuit training, so this form of full body conditioning, you cycle through various exercises with little or no rest between them. There's maximum muscular strength, so this type of exercise involves using low reps, so 2 to 6 generally 2 to 6 reps, and it's heavy weights, and it's to improve your overall strength, and it's best reserved for experienced exercisers who have mastered their form. And there's explosive power. So this training combines power and speed to improve your power output. And it's usually used by trained athletes to improve their ability to perform a explosive movement in their sport. So in the classes that I run, we focus a lot on your hypertrophy, your endurance, and your circuit training. And we actually have a new program that is coming up that is going to focus on our maximum muscular strength. So we are focusing on building your 1 rep max and increasing your 1 rep max, sorry to speak. And that is going to be an 8-week program where you are going to be guided and follow a program for 8 weeks and really focus on building your strength and increasing that 1 rep max so you can lift heavier. Now, lots of women especially tend to shy away, or they tend to maybe lean more towards cardio. And by now, I'm sure you've heard people talk about strength training, and how when they start strength training or using weights, that really is the thing that changes their body. And it really is a thing that is going to give you the look and the more definition and all that you are looking for. But on top of all of that, that is just a bonus side point. But on top of all of that, when you are strength training, you are going to be able to perform tasks better. You're not going to be you're not going to feel weak. You're not going to be able to not do things, like lifting up things. And really, when we are after the age of 30, if you are not actively working on your muscle, you start to lose it. So really, it is really something that we all need to do. And I think most people, they don't see it as important. They don't see it as important because it's, I don't know why people don't see it as important, where I think this is the number one thing that you should really be focusing on. The things that as we get older, lifting your hand above we take it for granted. So lifting your hand above your head is, like now that's a fine task, but you need strength in your shoulders to be able to do so. If you see some elderly people and they might have a bit of a hunchback, and you think, oh God, I don't want to be like that, or I don't want to have back pain or any of those things. Well, we need to strengthen the muscles in our back to make sure that, you do have better posture and you stand up straighter. And by using weights, that's what it's going to help you with. Getting up and down off a chair, you need strength in your glutes and the strength in your legs to be able to do so without holding on. And it's all these things that we really need. And it's not about becoming people worry that they'll become too muscular looking, and to become, or like Arnold Schwarzenegger or any other things, but to become like that, it's really hard to become that way. And you would have to really be either taking drugs to get that level of performance, or taking testosterone. So we're never going to become as bulky as what men are. By lifting weights is going to give you a nice, like lean look that most people are looking for. And, I just can't emphasize enough how important it is to be able to do these daily activities, lifting up, shopping, pushing the trolley, pushing a pram, riding a bike, any of those things, having to lift up kids or grandkids or any of those things. We need basic strength for this. Like I said, at the moment, my son is, he needs a lot of extra attention at the moment, and there's times that he does need to be lifted. And I'm just so glad that I'm strong enough that I can do so, because on top of, I actually don't know how much he weighs, but on top of that, he's got a really heavy cast on his leg. And, so it was quite heavy, but, I know that I'm able to do this. So other reasons why we should really start focusing on strength training is strength training will generally improve your overall health. And the first thing, it will make you stronger. So gaining strength is going to allow you to perform daily tasks much easier, such as carrying heavy groceries or running around with your kids. So these are the things I've just explained. It will help improve your athletic performance in sports that require speed, power, and strength. And it also can help in endurance activities because it's preserving your lean muscle mass. And, being stronger is going to be able to get you further in life. Now, the other reason why we want to have strength is because it's going to help you burn calories more efficiently. So strength training is going to boost your metabolism. And it does so in two ways. So it's building so firstly, building your muscle increases your metabolic rate. So muscles are more metabolically efficient than fat mass. So it allows you to burn more calories at rest. Therefore, you can eat more. And research also shows that your metabolic rate is increased up to 72 hours after strength training. And it means that you are still burning additional calories hours and days after your workout. So this is the thing that I try to explain a lot to people in classes, because when we are doing our strength training, you might have your watch and you might look at your watch and you might see, oh, my calories, and I'm not burning as many calories during this time. So when you do cardio exercise, you burn the calorie, you might burn a higher amount of calories, you might feel more puffed out. So then you do that, but when you finish doing your cardio activity, you no longer are burning anything else for the rest of the day. But when you do strength training, you might burn lesser calories during the period of time that you are strength training, because your heart rate's you're not doing a cardio style, but you will continue to burn calories for the rest of the day as your muscles are repairing, and your watches don't depict that. So you can't see that from your watch or your heart rate monitor or any of the things that you're checking. And that's why strength training will carry with you for so much more longer than what that workout was. Strength training has been proven to decrease abdominal fat. So fat stored around the abdomen, especially your visceral fat, is associated with increased risks of chronic diseases like heart disease, non-alcoholic fatty liver disease, type 2 diabetes, and certain types of cancers. And multiple studies have shown the benefits of strength training exercises for reducing your abdominal and total body fat. So, people worry about having, they don't like that fat around their stomach. Well, strength training is something that's going to help you reduce that, obviously, alongside with your diet. As we do build more muscle and we lose fat, you will appear leaner. And to really get the results that most people are looking for, you need to be weight training. And that's why you could also muscle is denser than fat. So I weigh more now than what I weigh in my 20s, but I am leaner than what I was in my 20s because I have more muscle mass. So because that muscle is more dense than fat, it takes up less space in your body, and you might lose inches off your waist, and off your waist, off your arms, off your thighs, any of those things, but you might not see the scale change, but you are losing fat and gaining muscle. When we are strength training, and this is a big thing, when you have strength, especially with aging, that is going to decrease your risks of falls. So it lowers the risks of falls as you are able to better support your body. And there was a study that reviewed adults that they were over the age of 60, and it showed that they had a 34% reduction in falls for those who participated in a well-rounded exercise program that included resistance and functional training. And many forms of strength training have been shown to be effective with decreasing your risk of falls. And this is all this stuff that we all take for granted when we're younger, and it is something that you want to be working on from a young age from any age. It's never too late to start. You want to be working on this stuff and making sure that you are really keeping that muscle and building that muscle up. By strength training, we are lowering your risks of injuries. So again, when you when you have a exercise routine, it's improving your strength, your range of motion, your mobility of your muscles, your ligaments, your tendons, and it can reinforce strength around all your major joints, like your knees, your hips, your ankles, to give you extra additional protection against injury. Strength training can help correct muscular imbalances. So having a stronger core, so let's say your hamstrings, a lot of times people's glutes don't work properly and their hamstrings try to do the work and it skips your glutes and it pulls into your back. So if you are, making sure that if you're strength training and we can balance this stuff out, so then all the muscles are working properly as they should. By definitely using weights, you are going to be, and using them properly, and you need to be guided by a trainer. All of those things definitely help you with reducing your risk of injury. So also by using weights, it is going to improve your heart health. So as much as we all know, cardio is good for our heart, strength training has many benefits as well. So there's multiple studies that have shown that regular strength training can decrease your blood pressure, lower your total and your LDL cholesterol, improve your blood circulation, and by strengthening the heart and the blood vessels. When you are strength training is going to help you maintain a healthy body weight and manage your blood sugar levels, and high blood sugar levels are a major risk for heart disease. So it's also been shown that when we are strength training, it can reduce the risk of developing diabetes, and it can help those with the condition learn to manage it better. So again, these are just some of the reasons why it is so important to make sure you are focusing on your strength and you are lifting some weights today. The more strength training you do, it can actually help make you more flexible. So when you are strength training, it is increasing your joints range of motion. So it's allowing you to have a greater mobility and flexibility in your joints. So those with weaker muscles, they might not be able to move as freely or as well. And so the stronger that you become and the more that you're using weights, you're going to be able to perform an exercise, and obviously your everyday tasks are a lot more easier. And again, this is they're saying the more that we, like, say squatting, I always say look at how a child squats. So how a child goes to pick up a thing. Now, when you're doing this regularly, you'll be able to, you can get lower to the ground. But people that don't do any strength training, they don't have the strength in their glutes or their hamstrings or their quads to get down to the ground. They have to bend over and put pressure onto their back. And, that's not what we want at all. Strength training supports your bones and really helps make your bones stronger. So weight-bearing exercises put a temporary stress on your bones. So it sends messages to your bone building cells to take action and help and rebuild the bones stronger. You can really reap the benefits of bone strengthening benefits at any age. And also the stronger that our bones are is reducing our risk of osteoporosis, fractures and falls, especially as you age. The more muscle mass that you have, it's going to attach to your bones and protect them. So the same thing is lots of elderly people, they have falls, and sometimes as they falls, because they have nothing to protect them, they break their hips, and then they can't move anymore. That happened to my great grand. And like, this is stuff that you can really do something about. So don't take it for granted. Start lifting weights today. There is also research that shows that lifting weights improves your brain health. And those who engage in strength training may have better brain health and protection against age-related cognitive decline. There are multiple studies that have been done that have pointed to significant improvements in cognitive function, and for those who participate in strength training compared to those who didn't participate in strength training. It helps with your coordination, and again, keeping you active, especially as we age. I love strength training because it really does boost my mood. It's definitely something that works on my mental health. I try to do that 20 minutes or so a day. And there is lots and lots of studies that have shown that strength training may reduce anxiety and boost your mood. And it can increase your self-esteem. And when we are exercising, we are, it is releasing those mood boosting endorphins that play a great role in a positive mood. The same as, by strength training, we're obviously getting the endorphins. We are overcoming challenges. Like, so many people, they come into classes and they're like, I can't lift that, or I can't do that. And they can, because you are so much stronger than what you think you are. And when they realize that they can do it, God, you feel so proud of yourself, and you really are on a cloud. You can appreciate how strong your body is, especially, like I said, as me. I'm really appreciating my body at the moment because it is able to really help my son out and lift him when we need to. And, I think there is, we look at people and they might be thin, but they might be thin and they might be thin, but they're not able to perform certain tasks. So I would prefer to have muscle on me and be able to, lift heavy weights over my head, and to be able to pick up things. And, I would prefer to have muscle on me and be able to do all those things than be thin and feel weak and feel that I can't do them. I, also enjoy that I can run down the end of the street and run after my kids and play soccer with my kids and do the activities that I want, because I have the fitness and strength behind me. And I would prefer to do all that and to have those tools than to be really thin and not be able to do it. Not meaning that really not all thin people can't do it, but there are people that may be thin and not exercise, and they don't have that basic strength. And that is something that I value so much, and it is really important. And the strength training definitely promotes a better quality of life, and this is my main motivator of why I always put a focus on this. And I think everybody should, because as I've said before, I am watching my dearly beloved gran. I'm watching her as she ages, and and because she, it's that whole move it or lose it. The more that she doesn't move, you can see her wasting away, and then you can see her confidence going in herself. And she's moving slower. But you know what? She's actually doing amazing at the moment. She had some falls, and then so then she was so not confident to walk around the house. She was having to have a walker everywhere she went, and now she's built herself up. She's done amazing. She's built herself up, and she can now walk around the house without a walker. She still isn't as confident as she could be, but she's really getting there, and that's go her, because she's determined. And but she's got it back, and she's at 87 and she didn't give up. And what I'm saying is, the stronger that you are, the more that you start lifting weights. Don't take your age for granted, because there is a point in your life where it just goes. And my granddad has changed quite quickly, and it is there is so many important things in your life, and strength training is one of them, for giving you that good quality of life. So then when you get, you spend all your life working and getting to this point for retirement, say, and let's say you get to that point, and then something happens, you have a fall, or you might, like my husband's dad, he just retired and he then had a stroke. So the more, my belief is, the stronger that you are, the fitter that you can be, then you're giving yourself the best chance to fight off all these things, or to give you a better quality of life if whatever life throws at you. And there was one study that included, so there was adults aged 50 years and older, and it showed that there was a significant correlation between resistance training and better mental health, physical function, pain management, general health, and vitality. there is strength training. It can also help improve your quality of life for those with arthritis. That is something that is so important to get on top of, especially if you know those things are part of your family. So how do you get most out of your strength training routine? Well, if you've never lifted weights before, make sure you go and see a trainer or someone that is qualified that can help you with this. So when we you want to master basic movements first, and you can start with a lightweight and then start building it up. There is ways to challenge yourself, ways to work multiple muscle groups at the same time, so then you can always keep your body guessing. It is important to also take rest between your trainings and between your sets, and that so then you are not overdoing it. If you've never ever tried strength training, it is definitely something to start now. It provides numerous health benefits, such as lowering your risk of heart disease, diabetes, giving you stronger bones, better brain health and mood, and improved self-esteem. So yeah, you don't need to, strength training doesn't have to be just about lifting weights in a gym. You can really get a great resistance workout by using your body weight, resistant bands, or even equipment that you have at home, such as a chair. So there are so many ways that you can train, and challenge your muscles in this way. And I do have a new program that is coming up that is going to be starting on the 16th of August, and it is all about strength training. And it is showing you how we can really challenge your muscles and really increase your strength over an 8-week period. We have certain exercises that we are going to follow, and you have options of obviously coming into the gym, and you're going to follow this program on your own. You'll be guided and supported by me. You are going to follow the program throughout the 8 weeks, and we are going to work out your 1 rep max, and we are going to be lifting at different percentages each week in order to really challenge yourself. And most people aren't even lifting close. They're not lifting heavy enough for what their body can actually cope with, and I'm going to help you challenge that. So this is my Summer Shape Up program. It is 8 weeks, and it is really going to help give you that lean and toned look that people are looking for. So if you are looking to start strength training, if you are looking to start lifting weights for the first time, and you would really like to be guided and by me and follow a program, this is something that I highly, highly recommend for you. It is starting on the 16th of August, and if you want to be the first to know when the doors open, make sure that you shoot me a message and I will add you onto the wait list for when the program starts. So, and if you haven't lifted a weight before, please put it into your mind as to how you can really start lifting weights. It is never ever too late. There's like ladies in my classes that are in their 70s, and they only started training a few years ago, and they would probably run rings around a lot of 20-year-olds, and it's all to do with strength training. And you can, regardless of wherever you're at, there is always an exercise that will work for you. So if you want to know more about my Summer Shape Up or strength training, please make sure that you send me a message, because I am always here to help. Okay, until we speak again, bye. The Summer Shape Up program begins on the 15th of August. This program is an 8-week guided weightlifting program where you are going to be guided by me, and you are going to be shown how to lift weights properly, how to really increase your strength and increase your 1 rep max. There is different tasks each week for you to do. You are going to be shown the best way that you can strength train, and how you can benefit your whole body and create that nice lean tone look that we are all looking for, so you can feel confident in the summertime in your bathers out on the beach. So if you want to be the first to know when the Summer Shape Up program begins, make sure that you join the waiting list now. You can join by clicking the link below.